Plein les yeux, plein les oreilles, c'est Metal Express numéro 38, l'émission qui fait le même effet qu'une poignée de piment avalée sans mâcher. Avec ce soir, un voyage dans l'espace et dans le temps, offert non pas par l'équipage de Star Trek, mais par les organisateurs des Monsters of Rock. Retour donc au 22 août 92 dans ce lieu mythique du métal, où chaque année il pleut de l'eau, c'est normal, et des bidons d'urine, ça l'est moins. À l'affiche cette année de la qualité, puisqu'il y avait The Almighty, Wasp, Thunder et Iron Maiden. Pas une seconde à perdre, dans une demi-heure, il sera trop tard. Située entre Birmingham et Nottingham en plein centre de l'Angleterre, la paisible localité de Castle Donington est au départ surtout réputée pour ses fortifications en ruine et sa magnifique église du XIIIe siècle.
It's just a nice little village in the middle of Derbyshire. And we have like the raves, and we do it in France, like the raves. We have loads of raves up in Donington, and say the Dubai Grand Prix. It's just a nice little quiet village until we get this sort of thing, which is live as a place, which we like.
A couple of decent nightclubs in Leicester and Nottingham, which are pretty good. And then there's a rock festival every year.
Some people are against it, of course, but a lot of people don't mind because it doesn't interfere with us a great deal. We get a bit of noise for the rock festival, of course. A lot of people don't like it, but it's only once a year, so we put up with it for once a year. It brings people in, of course, and I suppose it helps the traders with their business.
Chaque année, au mois d'août, la population de Castle Donington décuple en effet pour accueillir sur son circuit automobile les fameux Monsters of Rock. Comme les 12 éditions précédentes, la QV 92 n'a pas dérogé à la règle du succès, puisque 80 000 personnes sont venues de l'Europe entière pour acclamer Iron Maiden.
So they try to censor things. Fuck them! This is free and fucking easy!
Building, you know, since the Almighty started to play to more and more people. Obviously there's 70,000 people out there that saw us play, and really for me, yeah, it's like it was like wild, but you know, I still went on with the same attitude and the same feeling that I have when we played to 3,000 people or 20 people, and that's the way we treat it. But it sets us up really good. You know, it's every little step is a step up the ladder, and today was a really big step up the ladder. So for the next album, it set us up really good. You know, we did the German show in Mannheim. We played like 45,000 people there, so this week's been like, you know, it's great.
I believe in love. I don't want it. Make me bleed. Oh, medicine man. It's got what I need now. Everything's so free and easy.
I'm not a big fan of scenes because I don't think they exist. I think music is music no matter where it comes from, no matter what country it comes from. Yeah, it was great to see. I mean, you've got us, you've got from, you've got our Maiden, we're all from the UK. We're all based here and we all live here. But man, good music is good music. It doesn't matter where it comes from or where it comes from. We ain't a part of any scene. We never have been. We never will be. And we just are the Almighty. We do what we do, and end of story.
See, what happens, man, is people will instantly try and categorize things and put music into a little pigeonhole or something, and or say like a band from England should sound like this, a band from LA should sound like this, etc. And that is, to me, I mean, that's suicide. If you're a band and you're saying, well, we're from New York, so we should sound like this, you're going to basically ruin your career in music you make because you're going to be limiting yourself. There's, like I said earlier today, there's two kinds of music, good music and bad music, period. I mean, I'm from Canada. I joined a bunch of guys from Scotland, you know, and this guy's from Ireland. We're from all over the place. We just write rock and roll.
Between bands today has been unreal. We've been hanging out with Skid Row's dressing room, you know, hanging out with the guys from Thunder, guys from Maiden are really good friends. You know, personally I hate the change between bands. There's enough business for everybody, and there's no, I mean, the bands that are like that, the bands with the biggest egos, I mean, fuck off. It's like, you know, all these bands on this build day I love, and I was a fan of the band, and I went out and bought the records when I was a fan, and to be playing on the same building today is an honour.
This is the next single from the Crimson Idol. This is I Am One.
This is me, the old one hated me. animated Wasp that originally existed is different now. The philosophy is very different. I mean, the guy who wrote Blind in Texas doesn't exist anymore, you know? And I don't know if that's good or bad for the audience, but for me it's very good.
Is there love to shelter me? Only love, love set me free. Is there love to shelter me? Only love, love set me free.
All humans take a journey through life, but when an artist takes a journey through life, his work becomes little pieces, little byproducts that he leaves on the side of the road for people to examine in years to come. And it should be very clear as to what that artist was thinking, what he was feeling, where he was in his life at that point, you know? And I want people, when I'm finished or when I'm gone or whatever, to look back and say, yes, he was thinking this, and 5 years later he was thinking this. And I started changing.
Sweet silence, where is thy sting? I am no idol, no crimson king. I'm the imposter, the unseen. My father was the idol, it was never me. I don't wanna be, I don't wanna be, I don't wanna be the crimson idol lover to you. I don't wanna
To reintroduce this philosophy, this new philosophy, you have to go back to the beginning. But I'll tell you what, the reaction that we got out there a while ago was unbelievable. And it tells me that this philosophy has been received with open arms. And I'm enormously proud of that as well. And sometimes you have to take a step backwards to take two forward. So I have no problem with that at all. I mean, we come through and we start our tour in the last week of September. And I don't think that you're gonna see a big gap between what we're doing now and those type of shows.
The Christians, le nouvel album, lundi.
Flashback. Les années 70, les slows, les années 60, le rock'n'roll. Flashback. Les plus grands succès, les plus belles compiles.
tell your children not to go. the city where the desperate people go. Mama, don't you let them stray. They won't find peace of mind in such a lonely place. Wannabes and losers all trying to get a break. They don't give a damn, they'll do whatever it takes. If they climb the ladder, they get to play by high stakes. That's why there's a low life in high places.
This is the second time we've had Donick, so we knew what to expect, I guess, but because we were higher up the bill this time, there was a little more pressure, and it was raining as well, which was a bit uncomfortable because you had to be very careful. A couple of times I thought I was going to fall over, but apart from that, it was miles.
Leather sole cowboy boots.
Yes.
Not a good idea when
slippery.
it's raining on the stage because and also the fretboard of the guitars gets very wet, so you slide for a note and it goes like this. But it's a good day, yeah. I mean, while I was up there, actually, I remember going back 2 years when we opened the show, and it was very similar. It looked just the same. We played just the same, badly.
But we don't let it through. Don't you let it go. You gotta have something. Yeah. Don't you let
scene in England the last 5 years has become more healthy. You know, there seem to be more and more bands, more and more clubs that play rock music, and more kids with long hair, so that's great.
It's even getting onto the radio, which is a frightening thing. We've been played once or twice on our national radio station.
So I'm tired of waiting. I walked an empty lane. I was looking for something to help me understand. But bad luck kept turning my dreams into sand. I didn't want pity, I had my share of friends. I wanted somebody more special than the rest. I was aching inside like I was approaching the end.
We became successful quite late, I guess. You know, the average age of the band is maybe 30, and I guess if we'd have been successful 10 years before that, our attitudes maybe slightly. Maybe we'd be taking loads of drugs and driving cars into swimming pools. But we were a bit too old to be that silly, you know. We're not particularly flash or arrogant or anything like that. We're just normal guys. You know? It's very boring, but we're normal, I'm sorry.
She was some kind of priestess with a black dress on, with a real strong kind of features. She really turned me on, and if it takes until forever and a day, I gotta make that woman mine. If I don't tell her that I wish my life away, she's so fine.
And we like to have a party, we like to have a good time, but with us, you know, we do take what we do seriously. And, you know, we like to have a good time, providing it doesn't interfere with the quality of our work. You know, we every night people have paid money to come see us. They deserve the best show they can get, and when we make records, we want to make it as good as we possibly can, because when you make a record, you've got to live with it for the next 2 years. Not that much excess goes on here. I mean, we don't have time. We really don't. We're too busy.
The 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I play with madness? Wow! Give me the chance to wonder if I'm free. Give me the chance to wonder to never care me. Give me the strength to hold my head up, spit back in their face. Don't need no key to unlock this door. Gotta break down the walls, break out of this bad place. Can I play with madness? The fucking skin of this crystal ball. Can I play with madness? It's no vision there at all. Can I play with madness? The perfect route he left me. Can I play with madness? You're such a blind, too blind to see. Yeah.
It's just special to be asked back to headline Donington. The only thing that's going to be any different is the actual running order of the show. Yeah. You know, there's obviously new songs off the Fear of the Dark album, but there's also a mix and match bag of stuff from way back stuff.
It's kind of a greatest hits too. We're trying to do songs from every album and create a really good set that you know does the job on the day.
I think there's a firework display after the gig, isn't it?
Is there?
I hope so. There was a cracking firework display last time we were.
But we better go and buy some bangers. Should we go and buy a banger now?
Go and buy a penny bangers. It's a real special event for us to be here again.
Maiden is a European band. It's European music. It's not slick. It's not nice. It's hard-edged. It's rock and roll. Right? That's European music to me. American music is very nice. Usually got lovely harmonies. It's very sweet, and it's not what we're about. Right? So we are a European band. Now, to say that we went out into America to practice, we don't practice. We go out and we play, and we mean every fucking word of it. You know, you don't go to America and practice. You don't go anywhere and practice. We went out to Iceland. And some people said out there, is this a warm-up gig? Well, as far as I'm concerned, we don't do warm-up gigs. In fact, we did a very small gig in a pub, but even that, we were really serious. It's European music. It's not slick. It's not nice. It's hard-edged. It's rock and roll. Right? That's European music to me. American music is very nice. Usually got lovely harmonies. It's very sweet, and it's not what we're about. Right? So we are a European band. Now, to say that we went out into America to practice, we don't practice. We go out and we play, and we mean every fucking word of it. You know, you don't go to America and practice. You don't go anywhere and practice. We went out to Iceland, and some people said out there, is this a warm-up gig? Well, as far as I'm concerned, we don't do warm-up gigs. In fact, we did a very small gig in a pub, but even that, we were really serious.
All right, come on, you know this one. Don't have to say it. Hey! Tribes, kill that queen, take that queen. place. Hey! But then it came too much for free. Will we ever be set free? Riding through distance and down wastes, galloping all over the place.
We want people to pay money to come to see us and see a half-drunken band on stage, right? You've got to have yourself together, so you can't do that. And if you're trying to do that, it don't last very long. You collapse.
Yeah.
So it's really important to me that the gig's good, and that's the most important thing. And if that means that for 4 nights out on the road that we can't drink that much because we've got gigs every night, then I won't drink that much. I'll take it down. Hey, do you mind?
You dying.